The film begins by showing a man named Oliver traveling by train. It is known that Oliver is a film director who has been living in LA, Los Angeles. At that moment, he is on his way home with his girlfriend named Kay and his manager. During the train journey, the manager informs Oliver that a journalist named Michael wants to interview him. However, Oliver appears lazy. Because the journalist keeps persuading him, Oliver finally agrees to the interview. There, they discuss Oliver's latest film. They even talk about his personal life. From this interview, we are told that since adolescence, Oliver has been a rebellious, mischievous character lacking empathy. Upon arriving at the hotel, Karen is seen immediately rushing to shower. Meanwhile, Oliver is busy with his laptop watching a film with a theme of digging a sacred well. There, Oliver finds a private video recording, where Oliver feels the girl in the video resembles someone he knows. Upon arriving in Spain, Oliver goes to meet his stepsister named Aurora, who is at the time with her best friend named Natalia. It turns out that Aurora is the main actress in the film Oliver watched at the hotel.
¿Qué pasa? ¿No me reconoces?
Oliver, es Nati, mi amiga. Encantada.
Aurora seems very happy about Oliver's arrival because they haven't met in a long time. Even though they are not blood-related, Aurora clearly cares deeply for Oliver. She even gets angry because Oliver hasn't visited her for so long. But her longing overshadows her anger. There, Aurora asks Oliver to stay at her house, but Oliver declines because he will be staying at a friend's house. Soon after, Aurora invites Oliver inside and offers him a drink. However, because Aurora's mother, who is also his stepmother, is not home, Oliver changes his mind and wants to leave immediately for his friend's house to rest. Not wanting her brother to take a taxi, Aurora lends him her car. The next day, Oliver visits Aurora's house while she is fixing her hair. Oliver asks about Aurora's studies. Oliver also asks if Aurora is still in a relationship with a man named Abel. Aurora answers that they broke up a long time ago, and she is now in a relationship with a man named Carlos. Unlike Abel, who was a bit of a troublemaker, Aurora explains that Carlos is a good guy. Shortly after, Aurora is called by her mother named Julia, who is seen scolding her for not doing what she was told.
¡Ya voy!
In short, during lunch, Julia asks the purpose of Oliver's return to Spain. Oliver replies that his goal is simply to visit his friends, including Julia and Aurora. There, Julia appears less than pleased with Oliver's presence. Because her car is still being used by Oliver, that day, Aurora is seen being picked up by her mother. In the car, Julia asks why Oliver is using Aurora's car. Aurora replies, "Yes, I feel sorry for Oliver." Then Julia tells Aurora not to care too much about Oliver, because Julia believes Oliver doesn't care for her like Aurora does. This is because Oliver always comes and goes as he pleases without informing them, which makes Julia somewhat dislike Oliver. That afternoon, Aurora is seen receiving a package sent by Oliver. At that very moment, someone is seen monitoring Aurora through a hidden CCTV camera in her room. And it turns out, that person is Oliver. When Aurora calls to thank him for the package, Oliver ignores the call. The story the next morning shows Oliver checking the CCTV footage in Aurora's room to learn about all of Aurora's activities, from studying with Carlos to Aurora's habit of wearing lingerie in her room when alone. That afternoon, Aurora is seen attending a party with Natalia. Natalia asks why Aurora didn't invite Oliver. Aurora replies that she sent a message, but Oliver didn't respond. Soon after, Aurora receives a call from Oliver inviting her for a drink. Aurora asks for time to find an excuse to leave the party. While alone with Carlos, Aurora appears uncomfortable because Carlos deliberately touches her. Feeling disgusted, Aurora uses this as an excuse to leave the party, citing a headache from drinking too much. In short, Aurora finally arrives at a bar with Oliver. Unconsciously, they have drunk quite a lot, making Aurora and Oliver tipsy from the alcohol. Eventually, Aurora and Oliver exchange scents. Upon arriving home, Oliver immediately calls Aurora to apologize for the incident at the bar earlier. Aurora is seen not making a big deal of it. because they were both drunk at the time. Aurora also says she has been a bit stressed lately thinking about exams for a scholarship to Columbia. The next day, Aurora visits Oliver's house to invite him to eat together. While Oliver is changing clothes, Aurora playfully looks at a video recording on Oliver's camera. In the video, a girl is seen playing in mud, apparently about to perform a ritual of digging a sacred well. Unfortunately, Aurora doesn't get to finish watching it because Oliver arrives. In short, while at the restaurant, Aurora shares that her relationship with her boyfriend isn't very happy because Carlos is too controlling. Hearing this, Oliver comforts her. After talking about her personal problems, Aurora finally gathers the courage to ask about the recording she saw earlier. Oliver says the woman in the video is Karen. It turns out, Karen has quite a barbaric imagination, as she enjoys games like the one in the recording before they dug the sacred well together with Oliver. After explaining, Oliver then asks Aurora what strange things she has done. Shyly, Aurora replies that she was once recorded by her ex-boyfriend. Hearing this, Oliver, who actually already knows about the video of his sister being circulated online, pretends to be relaxed and says he also wants to see the recording. Aurora admits she doesn't have it because the video is kept by her ex-boyfriend. Aurora says, even though the recording wasn't their idea, she admits she really enjoys being recorded while performing the sacred well-digging ritual. Hearing this, Oliver immediately takes Aurora to his house and shows her the recording from the camera he installed in her room. Oliver says he is actually very interested in Aurora. However, Aurora cannot accept this reason and leaves immediately. The next day, Natalia, seeing her friend troubled, asks if she has a problem. But Aurora says she is fine.
Tampoco tenía por qué vaciar la tienda por ti.
No sé, me regaló unos pendientes de plata.
Lejos de tus queridas tiendas.
Natalia, who knows something is wrong with her friend, invites her to go camping in the forest. There, Natalia plans to invite her boyfriend named Michelangelo, and Aurora invites Oliver because she is pressured. Finally, Aurora accepts the invitation.
Porque tomar el aire os va a sentar muy
Por
bien.
eso quieres salir. Para que vea que eres una aventurera y una...
¿Tu hermano tiene novia?
Que no sé si es buena idea.
¿Por qué?
Pues porque Carlos y yo...
Pienso en una caminata divertida, preparo el picnic.
After returning home, Aurora quickly searches for where Oliver hid his camera in her room. After finding it, instead of turning it off, Aurora invites her boyfriend over. After that, the two of them perform the sacred well digging ritual together, aiming for Oliver to see it. In short, the five of them finally go to the forest. While chatting, Aurora excuses herself to relieve herself. Back at the camp, Oliver follows Aurora and invites her to dig a sacred well together in the bushes. Although Aurora initially refuses, she eventually agrees to her stepbrother's invitation.
Oliver, para! Oliver!
Unfortunately, unbeknownst to them, Carlos is seen spying from a distance. Feeling disappointed and not wanting to interrupt their ritual, Carlos chooses to leave. Meanwhile, Oliver and Aurora continue their ritual in the car. Realizing her mistake, Aurora feels regretful and asks Oliver to take her home. Upon arriving home, Aurora is immediately slapped by her mother because Carlos has told her mother everything. Seeing her daughter's abnormal behavior, Julia locks Aurora in her room. Julia also confiscates her phone so Aurora cannot contact Oliver. Meanwhile, Oliver is beaten up by Carlos out of spite. A few days later, Julia forces Aurora to see a psychologist. Aurora is seen increasingly distressed because Carlos has spread rumors about her sacred well-digging ritual with her stepbrother. Meanwhile, Oliver tries to call Aurora, but at that time, Aurora's phone is held by Julia. Julia immediately tells Oliver to stay away from her daughter. For days, Oliver can only watch Aurora through the camera in her room. For some reason, Oliver does not take the initiative to meet Aurora, which of course makes Aurora very disappointed in Oliver. In short, Aurora meets her psychologist. There, Aurora tells the psychiatrist that she doesn't feel she has done anything wrong because she believes she is an adult and free to do whatever she wants. Hearing this, the psychiatrist asks why Aurora likes Oliver so much. Aurora replies that Oliver is different from Carlos. Oliver is her ideal type. Aurora also shares that she often saw Oliver defying his father when he was still married to her mother. Hearing this, the psychiatrist asks, in Aurora's opinion, what is Oliver's purpose in breaking rules? Aurora replies that he does it all for his inner satisfaction. The psychiatrist keeps asking, has Aurora ever considered that perhaps Oliver is currently breaking another rule for his inner satisfaction, making her a part of his plan? However, Aurora doesn't believe it because she is sure Oliver cares for her. On the way home, Aurora continuously argues with her mother for forbidding her to see Oliver. When she gets a chance, Aurora recklessly gets out and goes to see Oliver.
¿En serio hace falta tenerlo encendido todo el...
Upon arriving, Aurora immediately asks why Oliver never visited her, even though he could come anytime. Oliver claims he tried to call her, but her mother answered the phone. Hearing this, Aurora instantly gets angry, believing Oliver is just making excuses.
Te llamé hace un rato.
¡Oliver!
Hola.
¿Qué es ese maratón?
Soon after, Aurora hears someone in Oliver's room, and it turns out the voice belongs to Natalia, her own best friend. Seeing this, of course, makes Aurora furious.
¡Fuera! No soy yo la que se fue. Dices mucho, Oliver, pero todo está ocurrido.
¿Ha sido?
Oliver claims it was just for fun, something he did for momentary satisfaction. Aurora, still unable to believe what she saw, says that Oliver will now lose the most precious thing in his life, her.
Ya, siempre tienes algo inteligente que decirme, no sé.
After that, Aurora distances herself by studying, while Oliver continues his actions by digging sacred wells with the girls he targets. One day, Oliver receives a package from Aurora containing fine hair clippings as a memento. Meanwhile, Aurora is seen watching a very controversial film, a cannibal film. It is known that Aurora is interested in the film because it resembles the genre of films made by Oliver, as she still remembers their memories. And the film ends.